Get the drums.
All right. This 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. And you know what? It's going to be hot as a St. Louis laundromat this weekend.
Yep.
This is an stspod.club production. And hey, this is episode 729, episode 40 of Dynomite. Real quick, this guy, I'm BT, and this guy over here. Well, I got to get these rumor mills. There's so many rumor mills about you, and I just want to clear up everything.
Fake news.
Look, Lance is not associated with any food trucks. He is not associated with. He likes to go to food trucks. Lance does not own Fishy Got Fingered, Donut Whore, Sausage Hole, or Smoothie Suckers. Even though all those vulgar names are, well, with his personality, they're perfect because he loves dick jokes. He loves them. He's not using his PTO this week. He's from Chicago, the home of the worst air quality in the world. Thank you, Zinger. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
And the home of NASCAR street race this weekend. Get her done, baby. Get her done. The snark of excellence, my partner in crime. That's Lance Levine. And remember, we got to remember this. Together, we're the tastiest treats in podcasting.
That's right.
Hey, Lance, how the hell are you?
You know, I'm in the Wendy's Chili Studios today. This is
Wendy's
exciting
chili.
news.
Real exciting.
That's dinner tonight after the show.
I'm excited.
So,
Wendy's chili is always really good. Yeah.
The air quality in Chicago is quite fun. It just looks like London all the time. Like these last couple of days, it's like it's foggy and yet the sun is out. It's just always a fog. It's like,
and you've been to London a lot, right?
All the time. London in my underpants or whatever it is. But
I actually thought it was storming here this morning, and then it's just the sun's just not coming out. That's the deal. It's not as bad here as there because I saw pictures. You sent me pictures, and one of my friends at my shoot job sent me pictures. And then we had a couple of friends, people from Canada that they said it was horrible. They were told to stay in their houses and not. So for the people who listen in Canada, I did give Zinger hell, but for the people to do listen in Canada, a big. No, I'm just kidding. I hope everyone's safe and guys, we're thinking about you. All right. And listen to our podcast is all I can say.
There you go. Stay in and catch up on old episodes.
All right. Real quick, some business. We'll get started. We did March the 29th. We did episode 696 about a split show or a split brand. I want you to go back and look at it. This coming WTF, we will be giving our point system. Lance picked a team. I picked a team, and we're going to see who's winning in July. Episode 727, which was last week, we talked about the Collision debut. That was a fun show.
Very good.
And we're having Rolling Into Info upcoming on Saturday. And next week, you're going to love this. Our 7th annual, can you say that? 7th annual bloopers episode.
Yes.
On July the 4th. Features some fun stuff that Lance doesn't even know he's on there, but he is. All right.
Never blooper. Come on.
How is yeah, right. All right, here we go. This is a round table. No,
rhombus.
It's a square table.
It's a rhombus.
Rhombus.
Table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hits, misses, MVP. What do you look forward to? Must see. Lance, get your hits going.
We are talking about Forb Door. We call it Forb Door as insiders.
And you can get that T-shirt at the merch site too. So,
I mean, for the rest of you, I guess it's Forbidden Door, so you know what we're talking about.
2.
So,
you got to say 2 right after it.
Forb Door 2, that's right, 2.0. So let's get it started. So initially, right off the top, Kevin Kelly, Chris Charlton, and Excalibur on a lot of this call. They didn't have Charlton on most of the show, but man, those 3 guys, what an element of professionalism that adds to a pay-per-view. 4 matches on the pre-show. I thought that was a big win because that meant less of RJ City. Hiromu on Jeff Cobb's back was just such a great visual during the pre-show. I love seeing little Hiromu.
Did it get you hot?
No,
hot?
no.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
not
it
like
did.
that. I don't like feet either, for the record.
Right.
But Hiromu on Jeff Cobb's back during the LIJ United Empire 6-man on the pre-show was great. I thought MJF was the perfect foil for Tanahashi here. A lot of smoke and mirrors, and I thought he was a really good choice to work with Tanahashi, and I know we're going to differ on that. I only had that match at 2 3/4 stars. I know you're going to react to that. The Punk reaction by Canada, I just thought it was overwhelming. It was so much fun. Punk, you could tell he reveled in it. He egged it on. He fed off of it for sure. I thought in that match, Kojima was fine. I'm not the biggest Kojima fan in the world because of those stupid chops mainly. But that match was fun. I gave it 3.5. The hard-hitting, I called it hard-hitting chess match of Orange Cassidy, Shibata, Garcia, and ZSJ, as we like to call him. That was a 4-star match. Fantastic match. And just like I said, like a hard-hitting chess game. The 10-man tag, or the 10-person tag, as they kept calling it, the Elite versus the BBC, as I like to call them. It was just majestic. 5 1/4 stars. I know you're going to have a problem with that. Told a great story.
Majestic? That was majestic.
Yeah.
What were you smoking during that? Was you making eating that? Oh,
phenomenal match.
Shout
out to DRO. So now the two teams have a 1-1 record, so it's gonna probably lead to a blood and guts match with those guys. And just Ishii being in the match was great. Willow Nightingale doing a moonsault. That was a fucking majestic move too. Love that too.
Word of the day is majestic.
So Sammy Guevara, as I like to call him, doing that flip dive, that 630, 220, 450, whatever the number is, but doing that onto Sting on a table, that was incredible.
God, yes.
An abrupt end to that match. That seemed to be the theme of the night in a lot of cases. So I had that match at a 3.5 star. Final countdown coming for Bryan Danielson. Very good match with Okada. 4.5. I had that one at 4.5. The fact that he did that convulsion spot, I know that led to a lot of dispute and people loving it or hating it. I was fine with it. And the shocker of Okada tapping out, that was just a big moment. Just seeing Okada tap out. I don't know if I've ever seen that. And then the fact, obviously, that Bryan got the broken arm 10 minutes into the match. But
no,
the last
10 minutes of the match. He had it broke the last 10 minutes of the match.
Okay,
so yeah.
Opposite, exactly. Yeah. So, but the number one hit, and you know where I'm going with this, Ospreay and Omega, 6.5 stars, my friend. One of the best matches I've ever seen.
You can't do that.
One of the best matches I've ever seen. The crowd was on fire for this match. Ospreay wiping his ass with the Canadian flag, and then Kenny giving that flag to those two little boys at ringside. Obviously, that was like all ad-libbed. I thought they were fantastic with that. It had everything. It had the blood. It had the crazy moves. It went over 40 minutes, for Christ's sake. Will hitting the one-winged angel, and then Kenny kicking out at 1. Just that match had it all. So it was the number one hit for me was Omega and Ospreay 2.0. So that is my hits, my list of hits. Richard invented the list, and we have to send thanks to Richard for letting us use the list.
Let me see. A little couple of things. I went with the announcing team. Absolutely loved it. You're right about Tanahashi and MJ. That was a slow, methodical wrestling match. Exactly what Tanahashi should have done. And I thought I gave it a little bit more than you, but not much. 3 stars. The reaction for Punk, absolutely loved it. There's going to be this Cena thing. We talked about that on Patreon last time. Kojima's tits. I really like his tits.
Yeah.
And then Hulk Hogan leg drop for Punk. Absolutely looked at that. I loved it. I popped both times he done it this weekend. Yeah. Sonata. Man, he looks fantastic, man. He just looks fantastic. Weird how a haircut can make you look so much better. Hint, hint.
He looks like a pilot. He
10-man tag was really good. Oh, Sonata's awesome. He looks really good now. 10-man tag was good, not majestic. It was just a 10-man tag. Tony Storm is pretty. Willow has I wrote Willow has a big old booty. Yeah. And Tony actually copped a feel during that match. Go back and watch that.
She did notice that. Yep.
Sting spot. All the Sting spots in the 6-man tag were awesome with the table. And one of my favorite spots was the Judas effect with Darby diving. It was perfectly timed. Final countdown. And I'll mention the main event as you talked about later on something else. But one of my final hit of the night was Mike was not on the pay-per-view. Mike was not on.
Oh, Mike,
Also known as Borlo. Borlo was not on the pay-per-view, so that's a main big hit for me. All right, what was your misses, brother?
All right, misses. Of course, I have to say RJ City. He is the Rip Taylor of pro wrestling. He is just the worst. He's not funny. He's over the top. For me, this guy has go away heat.
That is a perfect thing to say, but I understand his appeal because there is a. Let me say something real quick about RC. This is what I'm gonna say about it.
RJ.
RC. I'm gonna call it RC. That's RC in my book. No, RJC. How's that?
RC Jitty. Is that ever who?
Ever who? Mr. Andre.
All right.
Okay. So me and you. I don't know. I know you don't like Will Ferrell. You're not a Will Ferrell fan. I used to like Will Ferrell, but I'm at the point now where, I'm tired of him kind of thing. But he does that kind of comedy where it makes you feel uncomfortable and it's either funny or it's shitty. And 98% of the time, he's not funny to me. No. He did an interview with Briscoe that was real good because Briscoe treated it like a shoot. It was done very well. But other than that, big miss with that guy, and I'll shut up. Big miss. He
just doesn't belong there. So anyway, he has go away heat. The nice thing, like I said before, is that in the pre-show, there were 4 matches squeezed in. So there's very little of him. So that was good. Why is Billy Starks in the Owen Hart Classic? Does she have like an 0-17 record in AEW? Why is she even in there? I got nothing against that girl.
I think it was AEW Dark. She says she played she played on that TV show, then they felt sorry for her.
I mean, she's got potential and she's probably going to be a star at some point, but why is she in a tournament now for a big major thing like that?
Might be for a push. Yeah, might be.
I hate ELP doing a titty twister. This is the second time we've mentioned titties on this show. I just hate that. It's so dumb. It takes away from the match. And also, ELP, does it stand for L. Logan Paul? Because he looks just like Logan Paul, as somebody in the group said during that show. Poor Tanahashi.
Somebody in the group along with you are blind, but go ahead.
He looks just like Logan Paul. Anyway, the Tanahashi hobbling, it's sad. This guy is on my Mount Rushmore, one of my all-time favorites, but it really is sad watching him today. I'm concerned about him at the G1, although according to one podcaster, the G1 already happened. I don't know how that works, but maybe he went back in time. But I'm really concerned about Tanahashi in the G1 this year. Why was it a 10-person tag? It was 10 dudes in the match. Why did they keep going back and forth between saying 10-man tag and 10-person tag? That was stupid. If it was Willow Nightingale was in the match, then I could see that, but she wasn't. Speaking of her,
did you know Willow Nightingale, she got a big old booty.
A badonkadonk, as they call
it. Big.
That's what the kids like to call it.
Oh, I like to call it damn.
Speaking of Willow, she suffered from stupid babyface syndrome, which I hate. When the babyface comes out for a match against a heel who's in a faction, the whole fucking heel faction is out there, and the babyface doesn't have anybody else supporting her. So that was stupid. But my number one miss of the night, I don't know if we'll copy on this, but the Jungle Boy turn. Completely unnecessary. Completely, I mean, not out of left field because they kind of dangled it out there, but way too soon for sure. And also turning on Hook, I'm like, whatever. Hook is so boring to me and not over, I should say.
I called it. I called the Jungle Boy turn, but I'm with you on that. I'm with you on it. They just go ahead. Finish up.
In that match, my final thing in that match, and I'm going to contradict what you said in the hit. Sonata is just still so bland to me. You can dress him up, you can color his hair, you can change his haircut, you can put him in a pilot outfit. He's still boring as fuck to me. If there's a faction called Just 5 Guys, that dude belongs in it. I tell you. That match was only a 3-star, but my number one miss was basically, to me, an unnecessary turn for Jungle Boy. I feel like Tony Khan is suffering from the same trope of all wrestling history that everybody has to turn at some point, except for maybe Rey Mysterio and John Cena and Ricky Steamboat in history. Those are like the only 3 that I can think of. And even Rey was a heel for a while once. So I'm like, why the fuck does Jungle Boy have to turn? And the fans are going to let him have it. I don't know why, but they are, because it's going to be the fun thing to do.
Because he's got that baby face appeal. Okay, so he is the good looking guy that all of us hated at school. I mean, even there's always someone better looking getting the better girls, and that's with him. He got everything. Turning him. Can I go into my misses now?
Yeah.
Start talking about. Turning him was really stupid, I thought. Should have took way more time.
Yeah.
They, hot shot is what they call it. I hate the idea because they could have went weeks with this.
Yeah.
Bloodline. I'm not saying it could even be close to Bloodline storyline, but WWE weeks, guys, weeks.
Yeah.
That was one of my major misses. Too many cute spots in the 4-way for me. Not majestic at all. There's too many cute spots for me. Garcia's dancing. I fucking hate. Tell me something. Why does he put his hand over his face? It might be one of those mock videos or one of them stripper videos. But
at first I thought he was mocking Ricky Starks with that. That's what I thought it was. It might be.
Might be.
But that dance reminds me of Alex Wright from back in the day.
Yeah, but this, I don't know. I figured since you watched all the Magic Mike movies, you could tell me. So I guess he's not doing that. Man, AEW, and you're going to notice this now every damn time you watch because Brian's fixing to point out something to you. AEW has this horrible habit right now. I don't know what it's about, but the guys standing off the ring. Did you notice that? Saturday they did it. Sunday they did it. Watch the matches. If it's more than a tag team match, they'll get off the ring and just walk around. I don't know what the deal is. It's so weird. Okay. You're going to laugh at this one. Too many fighting spirit spots. I mean, God, I wrote this after the first 5 matches. Oh, no, it's a New Japan show, but come on.
Yeah.
Blood in the air. Oh, I hated that comment. And Ospreay licking the blood. I just can't
gross.
do that. Sting, one point, did not try to save Naito, even though he was in plain sight. So Naito turned around to get a code breaker. I did not like the convulsions. I thought it was a bad spot since Brian has such a history. And that's the only reason I didn't like it. If we knew Daniel Bryan did not have a history like that, it wouldn't have bothered me.
You call him Daniel Bryan.
I know. I still do. Yeah, I am. Oh, no. I didn't want to confuse. I usually call him like D-Bryan. D-Bryan.
D-Bryan.
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you, my final miss was I believe AEW has turned into where, I mean, the average stars for me was 3.5. This is pretty much where the last pay-per-view was. And it's like we have a bunch of matches at 3 stars, which you mentioned so much.
Yeah.
And then you have 3 matches. I have 3 matches that were just phenomenal. And then I'm just like, what just happened? But they don't put them in the right position. So it's really weird. But 3.5 average, that was one of my misses. Very long show, too.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get to MVP. Who's your MVP? We probably got the same one.
Actually, I don't know. The first 2 names that I wrote down were obviously Ospreay and Omega because I love that match. And it literally is one of my favorite matches of all time. But when I really thought about it, I have to say Bryan Danielson. I'm sorry. I don't want my insider card revoked like this.
Right.
Bryan Danielson, because he got the most out of that match with a broken arm, and it was still a 4.5-star match for me. It was a fantastic match. And like you just mentioned, putting the placement of certain things in that show, I don't know how you don't end that card with Omega and Ospreay, because really it would have been tough. It was tough for anything to follow that. But I got to just honor Bryan Danielson for gutting it out through that match. And honestly, as astute observers as we are, I had no idea he had a broken arm.
I knew he broke it. Yeah,
Really?
I knew he broke it. Yeah, but I didn't know how bad he broke it. I knew he either broke it or the shoulder.
Yeah,
when you do that, you start holding that arm. And he could have been selling for all I know.
Yeah.
I know for 100% knew he broke it, but I knew something was wrong, and that's why I didn't like the convulsions. I just really didn't. But yeah, MVP could have went to Brian, Daniel Bryan, D. Bryan,
Brydan.
I hear the insiders really call him Brownie B, and I don't know
call
what
him
that's
Mike.
for.
I call him Michael.
No, that's
Michael?
Wardlow.
No.
That's
that's Wardlow. Sorry.
My MVP though is one of your names that was through is Ospreay. I thought he did a fantastic performance. That match, if you go back and watch it, the very first few minutes, it's almost like we're fixing to see 60 minutes worth of wrestling. They wrestled, they hope or hold. You're sitting there to yourself going, I don't know if I can watch a 60-minute match. Remember, my favorite match between Okada and Omega is the short match. So is the short match. With 1-1, do we get the main event in Liverpool? Probably, right? For the main event. Liverpool,
Wembley.
Was that Money in the Bank? That's gonna be at Money in the Bank.
At Wembley.
Yeah, Wembley is going to be probably the rubber match there.
Yeah.
But just the blood, oh my God, Ospreay was bleeding so bad. It was just really, really MVP goes to Ospreay. All right, real quick, man. Let's take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Pink.
All right, back from commercials. Remember, I've got a fly in the room, and y'all see me doing that, and you know why. Man, that's why you should watch the videos, Lance.
That's some big-ass flies down there in Arkansas.
Look at the stuff behind you. That's why you should be. And you see, I've got the Dynomite. I didn't have that last week. I found it.
Okay,
guys, do us a favor. Join our Patreon. We also have the Cash App on the screen at all times. It's $BTSTS. Just Cash App us some money. I really like the show. Keep it up, guys. Whatever you want to do.
I'm broke. I've been spending so much money on Japanese Frito-Lay chips this month. I need that Cash App. Please.
And I'm not eating carbs. So every time you send me
out.
chips, I go, fuck you. Shout out to John. Okay, let me talk to you about something. I talked to the Shit and Get committee. I really did. I talked to them. This committee, they work with Santa Claus too. He's the one that, looks at people, whether they're doing good things or bad things. Same committee.
Naughty or nice.
Yeah. My sources say that John is not a liar. He is not shitting his pants as an adult.
Please.
We have it cleared up. John is not a liar. Just want you to know, real quick in July, we have a...
But yet me and Eric are liars.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I'll talk to them. We'll see what they say. July's an exciting month with a new coffee giveaway. We also got to be a Patreon.
Yep.
So it's going to be what is it? An inspired, a Randy Savage inspired coffee cup, some Morning Shiznit, some Randy Savage inspired glasses, kind of fun stuff. It's going to be a nice giveaway. Also, we are doing one of our most popular episodes, and I can't remember if the 6th or 7th. I want to say it's the 6th. It's going to be Breakout Stars. We're doing it next month.
Yep.
And also, I want everyone to know the last week of July, we do a lot of this in November and December, but the last week of July, will be bookends of rolling into Memphis. So you'll have an episode on Saturday, and you won't have an episode during the week on the last week going into August. We need a break. So that's it. That's all I got. Let's go, man. Where are we at?
Looking forward to.
What are you looking forward to?
What am I looking forward to? All right, couple things. I'm looking forward to, of course, Jungle Boy Jack Perry blaming it on the fans, because that's probably where it's going. He's going to be blaming it on the fans, and he's going to be explaining himself, I think, tonight as to why he turned on Hook. The Mr. Pot personality. That'll be some good promos there. Looking forward to Jungle Boy and what they do with that, if they can make it work. I do believe, I don't know how or why, but I think he's going to get Dominic Mysterio type heat because of
I agree 100%. Agree 100%. He's got it, buddy.
It's going to become like what we talked about for years. The cool thing to do, booing John Cena when he was the babyface.
No, this has to do with him. Just the thing with Dom is people really do hate him. I
Yeah.
think that's where it's going to come with Jack, because they've always put the Jack Perry thing on, and you can go with this storyline where he's always been given an opportunity. He always, his dad. Look who his dad was, and he could, snub his nose to it, change his theme song. Don't come out to those with those stupid pants that he wears, and it can be all different. But yeah, that's. I mean, I'm just going to put. I look forward to that.
I'm looking forward to seeing how they work with it and how they make it work. Because the fans are going to go with it. The fans are definitely going to participate, and the fans are going to be all for it for sure. But I want to see how creative they get with it. Going back to the issue I had with the turn is I feel like he just beat Christian in that coffin match or whatever.
Me
the fuck
too.
It was.
Yeah, I agree.
It feels like it just happened. Why are you turning heel?
He's done that. You're right about
6 months from now, if even that soon. I'm looking forward to how they get to Sting versus Jericho at Wembley, because I feel like that's where they're going. Whether it ends up being Sting's retirement or not, who knows? But I think I feel like they've programmed them enough with the 6-man and the tags and all the different things that they're doing and all the variations. It comes down to a singles match at Wembley, and that'll be a huge reaction for Sting and Jericho. But my number one short-term thing I'm looking forward to is Ishii versus Moxley on Dynamite tonight, because Ishii is one of my top guys. No matter what, he's always one of my top guys. He has not slowed down yet, and he has not been hobbled yet. And Moxley is just such a phenomenal personality and performer. Looking forward to that tonight.
I got a spoiler for that match. Moxley bleeds. Look forward to. I was going to make this a joke, but I'm with you about the Jack Perry. I want to see what they're going.
Jack, I heard.
I called him
you
Jack.
Called him Jack earlier.
Jack Perry. So and then I put against Hook, and then I put LOL. Yeah, I could care less about Hook. Yeah. I thought Taz was fantastic in stepping away.
Yeah,
that was done very well, very well. Maybe a Hook loss finally. Maybe. Hopefully. I don't know. I'm going with, like you said, doing a Sting Jericho singles match. Where they're going with it, I can't wait. And also, I put what I'm looking forward to is the rematches of Ospreay, Omega, and Okada and Brian D. So, yeah, kind of looking for the same stuff. All right, what was your must-see on this show?
Well, must-see, the first one I have to mention is, of course, the 10 human being tag match with BBC and Friends versus the Elite and Friends, because I feel like and Friends has to be added for that, because it wasn't purely the Elite or the BBC. But, again, the 10 human being tag, why did they keep going back and forth on that name? So that's one match that for sure should be must-see. But obviously, Ospreay Omega 2 is the one thing that you have to see, because, again, I don't know why they didn't close the show with that, because there's nothing that could have followed that, really. There's nothing that could have followed it. They put the Sting match on after it, and I said in the group that night, I'm like, it must be in Sting's contract. He's in the semi-main every pay-per-view, because Sting is always in the next to last match, no matter what. So it disrupted the order. I really just honestly think they should have closed with that. And here's a fun fact for you. I did not look at my notes from the Wrestle Kingdom Ospreay and Omega match until after this show. Ironically, I gave them both 6.5 stars. It's just complete coincidence. And I know you and I always joke about that.
I gave both of them 25.5 stars.
Complete coincidence. Yeah. Literally the same score. And the reason I do like this one better is because this one went over 6 minutes longer. The first match was 34 minutes. This one was just over 40.
Opposite. See, I've got where I think the perfect match for me is between 18 and 23 minutes. Yeah, after that, I'm just
check out. Yeah, I can see where, not to criticize you or say anything about your attention span, but I know a lot of people are like that. Like after a certain point, you're done and you're checked out. So the longer with two talents like that, I can't get enough. Keep it going. I'd be good. I would have been good with an hour on that. And for the record, Meltzer gave that first one 6.25. So I thought that was interesting that we were so close on our judgments. So, but my must-see is Omega Ospreay 2.0.
You going to tell all those other star matches that you gave 6 stars and Meltzer gives 3.5?
Hey, we disagree. We disagree. He likes the Lesnar stuff way more than I do.
Must see Ospreay Omega. I'll go with that, and Okada and Daniel Bryan. I love both of those matches. I gave both of those matches 5 stars. Loved them.
Only 5. That's it. Okay.
I'm not going over 5. I'm not one of those minions of Meltzer. So.
Okay, 1982 called. They want their
No, it has nothing to do with that. Well, I've already explained it. So thumbs up, thumbs down. How about I do that? Thumbs up to Osprey and Omega. Thumbs up on Okada and Brian. All right, buddy. We got a Patreon packed. I've got some stuff I've been writing down, Lance. I just want to hear your opinion on it. So it's about AEW. So it'll fit right in on here. Okay. Same bad time, same bad channel on the best little wrestling podcast in the business. Be there. And as everyone knows, I love my mama.
And as everyone knows, I have fun everywhere I go. And I'm not going outside because you can't breathe out there.